Good morning vlog, it's 5 AM, it's time to go to the airport. We are delayed. We're finally on our flight, literally hours after we were supposed to depart. Our flight today was to London Heathrow, where we were supposed to connect onwards. By this point we knew we had missed our connection, so we were just enjoying the short hop. Once we got to Heathrow, BA booked us on a flight the next day and put us up in this nice hotel at Terminal 5. This looks really good. Well, we made it here to a hotel at Heathrow, Terminal 5. The flight to London ended up being 4 hours delayed, which means we completely missed our connection to Gibraltar. This is a very cool hotel though, it's connected to Terminal 5. It's got a lot of amenities and facilities. But after we got in, we basically went for dinner and now we're going to bed because we have to be up super early, like 4 AM for our flight tomorrow. And I'm not looking forward to getting up that early again, the second day in a row. So I'm gonna go to bed and see you guys in the morning. Day 2 of getting up at 4 AM, I'm so tired. M&S yogurt with a granola, pretty good. To the trains. Heathrow Express business class. Ooh. We're only going like 5 minutes and the ticket was free, so we're actually now boarding. Well, you know what they say, second time's the charm. It's not a long flight from London to Gibraltar, and so it wasn't long until we reached the southern edge of the Iberian Peninsula and began to descend down towards Gibraltar. But as you're about to see, our descent did not exactly go to plan. The feeling of the engines quickly ramping up and the change from slow descent to sudden acceleration and ascent was a unique experience. We later discovered that they aborted the landing due to a vehicle blocking the runway. And in just a moment, you'll see why that can actually happen. On the bright side though, it gave us a unique opportunity to see Gibraltar from above as the plane flew all the way around the rock to attempt landing again. And this time, we did successfully land, which everyone on board was very happy about. We made it to Gibraltar. Oh, that's a pretty cool view of the plane right there in front of the rock. Because of how small Gibraltar is, they have to use as much of the space as they can, which means that to get from the airport terminal to the town, there's a road that actually crosses the runway. Recently, they built a tunnel under the runway that cars can use, but this road is still open to pedestrians. So of course I jumped at the opportunity to walk across the runway while others took a taxi. Gibraltar's airport only sees a handful of flights a day, so when there is a departure or arrival, they just close the gates at either end. Alright, well we are here at our hotel in Gibraltar and look at that view. You can see the rock, it's pretty cool. And we're about to go to dinner. This hotel room has a phone that's like an old style phone, it's pretty cool. We had dinner at an Italian restaurant and the food was amazing. That's so good. That is. Are you gonna have a taste? Oh my god. Okay, don't tell mum. This is amazing. Oh my god. We went for an after dinner walk. Gibraltar has a lot to offer in terms of nightlife, but it also has some lovely quiet streets. What a great view for breakfast. Well, I'm here in Gibraltar with my mum, dad, sister and granny. My mum actually grew up here. So we've come back as a family to see where my mum, her sisters, my granny and granddad used to live and the places they spent their time. My granddad worked out here for several years as part of the dockyards. Today we are taking the cable car up to the top of the Rock of Gibraltar. As we got near the top of the rock, we had great views over the Strait of Gibraltar. The mountains you can see in the distance are the Atlas Mountains across the strait in North Africa. Wow, this is very cool place to be. So high up. You can see one side of Gibraltar there, and then the other side over there. Wow, you can see so much from here. From up here you get a real sense of how small Gibraltar is. You can see the whole town and the airport runway sticking out into the water. You'll also find the many monkeys that call this rock their home. There are a lot of monkeys and apes on the Rock of Gibraltar. So this is the Strait of Gibraltar, and that's the Atlas Mountains in Africa. So we're over in Morocco over there. Nature. Hey monkey, what's up? The monkeys are literally everywhere and they will take things, so you have to be super careful. If you have food, they will steal it. If you have a bag, they will try and open it. There's nothing below me. Hee hee.
That's the docks where the boats used to go in. And they'd be fitted, Douglas, you can see the docks there.
Yeah.
Well, our house, I don't know if you can see, there's a clock, a single clock, stands on its own on a wall of the dockyard in front of the blue and white boat with the helicopter platform, the aquamarine one, not the navy one, and the block of flats behind it now looks about 8 or 9 stories high, was ours was only 4 stories high, with a beautiful rooftop, drying area and everything. So the footprint's the same as what we lived in, that's where we lived. The second and third house was both of those blocks, but they were in lower, more Victorian style houses, beautiful corner ceilings, balconies looking out to the sea in Spain and Lavinia, which is lovely.
Monkey just stole those crisps. Good coffee, good apple pie, good more pie. Just sitting having lunch, watching monkeys attack people for food. Mom, how did it feel having a monkey steal your packet of crisps? You lived here, you should have known better. I can't believe you were the one who got something stolen.
As I forgot I had crisps in my bag.
We are now heading to St. Michael's Cave, which is a cave that is important. Into the cave we go. Wow. So these are all natural. It's very, very cool. What they've done with the lighting in here, I love. Wow. So like we're inside the Rock of Gibraltar in these caves, and it is just incredibly cool how these have formed over probably millions of years. Got all the stalagmites, stalactites, I always forget which is which, but just how this is formed, incredibly cool. So they once believed that these caves were bottomless and that they connected to the continent of Africa under the Strait of Gibraltar, which would have been really cool to be able to walk under the Strait of Gibraltar to Africa. You can see what the rock looks like when it's been polished up. Getting dripped on here. So they have an actual theatre here. So they actually play concerts here, and I bet the acoustics are amazing. Monkey just came into the gift shop and stole a chocolate. We have come further down the rock and we're now going to walk across the suspension bridge. Well done, you did it! Yay! When you get to this side, there's an old gun. Back we go. Oh, you can see how the cable car's supported. It's probably a good thing we went on it before we saw how it's supported. We had a few more days in Gibraltar, which we used to explore more of the places that my mum and gran spent their time at while living here. This is Europa Point. There's a lighthouse. Europa Point is the furthest south you can go in Gibraltar. So you've got these cottages here, and presumably they would staff the lighthouse. So many fish here. We were all the way up there. Okay, we're saying goodbye to Europa Point. And we're heading over through the rock into this tunnel to go to the other side of the rock. This looks like a fun tunnel. Echo! Echo! Whoa! Look how long it is! Marco! I can see light! Pretty! Ooh. Pretty. It's a castle! And a swimming pool! And dolphins! We're going through another tunnel. So many tunnels today. Whoa, mysterious door halfway through this tunnel. Wow. Tell us about Rosia Bay.
There was a walkway with a lot of those steps there. There was a raft, maybe where that white boy thing is. We had decking just below here with a cabin on it. And this was our side, the RAF and a big army heads. With that side, they couldn't swim on our side. They used to go out and lie those here. We used to have tables all down here. And a cabin where a couple sold. And then in line, tea, coffee, things like that.
There was a boom.
There was a boom, that's right.
It stopped the jellyfish coming in
Yeah.
so that we could swim safely in these waters.
That it
And
stopped.
that, over there where the ruins are, was where the Spanish people had their jetty. So we all shared this part, but it was kind of like
It was divided. The usual
segregated,
class
wasn't it?
system
Yeah.
that exists in the course. And it's all gone.
Getting to have this experience as a family was really meaningful. I grew up knowing of Gibraltar, hearing the stories and learning about the life they had. I'd been once when I was younger, but getting to come back as an adult and experience it firsthand made it all so much more meaningful. Even though I'm not from here, through my mum, this place is a part of me, and so I do feel a connection to Gibraltar. These are so comfy. Oh, you can rent this theatre out. They do showings apparently. Like they'll show a movie. It's a very cool space. That's very cool to have in a restaurant. Well, this was originally a theatre, so. It is our final day in Gibraltar and we've come to Catalan Bay. See how ominous the rock is from here. I mean, that's just a straight drop right there. But this is also very cute. These are so cute. Huh, so you can just rent these. So cute. There's more over here. Huh. What struck me most about Gibraltar is that despite being connected to the continent, it is in many ways a small island more closely connected to Britain, 1,000 miles away, than to its neighbour Spain. Well, we're sitting here at Gibraltar Airport. They have this outside terrace and we can enjoy views of the apron and the rock. And that was our plane landing here into Gibraltar, which means it won't be long until we board. As our visit to Gibraltar comes to a close, I want to thank you for joining us. In putting this video together, it was important to me that I capture not only the trip itself, but more importantly what Gibraltar means to my family. And in the same way that my mum and gran have their own memories of living here, I now also have fond memories of Gibraltar, of this family trip and the time we spent together this week.